FORA.tv. The world is thinking.
Germany is, of course, on top of it. We are world champion in recycling. We are world champion in recycling technology, in recycling infrastructure. Actually, Germany has been seen as the avant-garde in all that kind of stuff. It started in 1999 with a first big package of laws in Germany, and then since then numerous legislation and laws passed the parliament. And I actually wanted to bring over a couple of documents, but I immediately found out I would have carried over with a lorry. And not only that, I would have brought at least 2 jumbo jets full of experts to explain the ins and outs of all these legislations. So Germany has gone through this whole recycling industry for the last 15 years. And nowadays, not only nowadays, but now it's becoming more and more obvious also in the political arena, that the results are very clear and have been identified by various studies in Germany, in Sweden, in other countries. First of all, compared to other places in the world, Germany in 1999 was a relatively clean country already, and it still is after 15 years of recycling. Cynics say it might have been even better in 1999, and if Germany wouldn't have wasted so much energy and time in this kind of whole industry of recycling, it might be better today. But more importantly, the result is very clear like that. The best you can do as an ordinary citizen today is not to think about waste. Recycling is a waste of time, it's a waste of money, and it's a waste of intellectual or moral, or however you call it, brain energy. The best that happens, and that is shown by various studies, to your waste which you produce at home is being burned. Being burned in modern facilities, of course, not open fires, modern facilities with high-tech filters where you maybe can even use the energy out of these burning facilities. That is the best for your own soul. This is the best for the environment. This is the best for the economy. This is the best for the society as a whole. And so actually, just now, a couple of months ago, a discussion has started already. Also, this is clear for some years already in Germany, actually to get rid of a very, very expensive and inefficient recycling system. Second point to throw in to clarify my case is I'm a trained civil engineer, so I'm a big fan of efficiency and of optimal solutions for such kind of problems like waste. But what I've learned very quickly when I started writing as a journalist about this subject is that issues like waste management, water supply, or whatever, they are not discussed around the facts, but it's primarily driven by the attempt by political elites or by pressure groups, whatever, to get some messages across. That is the purpose, that is a kind of starting point for many of these discussions we have. And what has happened in recent years that such topics have become highly politicized as well by our elites. And I firmly believe that in a modern civilized world we are living in, actually a citizen should leave it to experts, to engineers, to sort out the waste problem and not spend a single second about thinking about where to put the bin in. Today the opposite happens. We are not the optimal solutions how to deal with waste, and there's a lot of waste management which is only a political campaign but not about technical solutions. So there's another point to make about that. I would also argue that you can leave it to a large extent to the producers itself to come up with clever solutions, with good technical solution, because dealing with waste, dealing with material in a production process is a very big factor, is a very big cost factor. That is actually, to make it frankly clear, that in real programs in terms of waste management, waste reduction, better resource management, did not come from such kind of green interventions like recycling, but it's part and parcel of scientific progress or of technical progress. Packaging is a good example. I think we're going to come back to that later. I don't want to argue against the state encouraging certain developments in terms of how we deal with our resources or how we deal with waste. But to come to my third and my final point, I think we have to be very clear about that. The political circus that has been started in Europe and in Germany 15 years ago about recycling and waste management is not about good, serious, technical, good solutions bringing society forward. It's about educating society. It's about manipulating the public. It's a kind of brainwash attempt by the elites who obviously don't have anything else to offer for a better future. It's about the idea that the elites trying to implant in your brain the idea that the way you deal with your waste at home is actually the central question for humanity in the 21st century, not only for your life, but for the planet Earth and even more. So you are responsible for separating the waste you produced. You terrible consumer, you're to blame for the whole misery. And of course it encourages a lot of very negative things. Talk about the bin police here in Britain. We've got all that. We've got lockable bins, we've got the bin police, we've got video cameras who's gonna watch exactly where you're gonna throw your green bottle in what kind of bin. So it encourages a very negative neighborhood atmosphere, spying out your neighbors. Distrust is part of that whole program. And of course, maybe most importantly, it absolutely refocuses your general outlook in life and the question you should ask. Instead of asking questions, how can we get on in society? How can we get more? How can we increase our living standards? How can we develop society as a whole? You're asked to separate your waste, to wash out your yogurt cup, and make sure your next door neighbor knows exactly how to deal with all these important problems. So this is actually lowering horizons. It has been raised here at the conference already sometimes at its best, I would say. It's a terrible ethic being propagated with this whole circus, and I hope at least Britain will not follow this German mantra. Thank you.